Welcome to the Upside Down podcast. Upside Down is a donation-based coffee shop, art gallery, and community space located in Westwood Village, right across the street from UCLA.
We are owned and operated by a nonprofit organization called Jews for Jesus. On this podcast, you will hear anything from an interview with one of our barista staff, one of the artists exhibiting artwork in our cafe, or some of the content of our community events in the space.
I'm Ben, and I'm one of the managers of Upside Down and one of the hosts on this podcast.
And I'm Rachel, and I'm the media assistant for Upside Down and also one of the hosts on this podcast.
We hope that you'll come visit us here at the cafe.
Or you can visit us online at upsidedown.com. Now, let's get into the podcast.
Welcome back to the Upside Down podcast. It's my new intro. I'm going for a Sunday monster truck competition thing because that's really our vibe here. I'm here with Abigail Hammond.
Hey.
It's great. Very curt. I loved it. Abigail is on staff with Jews for Jesus here at Upside Down. She's one of my favorite people that I work with. And I will start from listing the people I like working with the least, and we'll get to... Just kidding.
Don't do that.
Yeah, Abigail's great. I'm very excited to sit down with her and you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
That's great. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Sometimes people sound like I forced them to be on here, so, just...
Well, it took me this long to be on the pod, so
I know
maybe I am forced to be
No,
here.
you're someone I've wanted on here for a while.
It just hasn't worked out.
Yeah, but here we are. Sitting down. Before we get into all the good stuff, I have to explain to the audience what your name is to me, because it's going to get really confusing.
It's not Abigail.
No, it's not.
It's not Abigail.
We call you Abigail when we're disappointed in you. Just kidding.
When you're mad.
Yeah, when we're mad, which is never. But we at Upside Down call Abigail Gooby. And the reason for that is because this was a year ago now?
Probably a year and a half, yeah.
Okay, wow.
Maybe 2.
I was working on bar, as I do. And Abigail and our friend Leah were sitting at the reserve table, and Leah said your name with her back turned to me, and I could have sworn she said gabagool.
I think she did.
Oh, did she?
Maybe she mangled it. She mangled my name.
Okay, so she didn't say it perfectly. It might have not been gabagool, but I heard gabagool, thought it was so funny. So for a few months, we would call you gabagool.
And then they got lazy.
We got lazy, as you do. And it turned into Gooby. And then now it's anyone, like it can be Goobs, Goobamus, Lady Goob the Great.
It's really embarrassing when they call out my drink and they're like, Goobamus Prime. And I'm like, please, I don't want to walk up there and get my drink.
We also got a Goobathy Chalamet.
Goobathy Chalamet.
Yeah. So the point being, we just have all these silly names for you.
Goobs is my favorite.
And you like it, right?
I like it.
Okay.
I would say it.
Yeah, I feel like we would have stopped if you really hated it.
But don't call me Abby.
Oh,
Just
is that?
never. That's a no-no.
Okay.
I got brave. When I was a kid, I went by Abby because I was scared. I was like, you can just call me Abby. I don't care.
People said it and you didn't.
And I was like, I don't care. They're like, can I call you Abby? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, it's fine. And then I realized I was like, no, I like Abigail and I want to go by Abigail.
Yeah.
And so
good for you.
There's only a couple people that call me Abby.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
And then we just took it away from you by giving you a pointless nickname.
But I like Gooby is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Goobs and Gooby are my favorite iteration of the name.
It works because it has the G and B of your name.
Yeah.
So it's recognizable of being you, but it's also just so wacky.
It is wacky.
So if you hear me or see me on this podcast, call you Goobs or Gooby. Now, you as the audience know why.
I went on a retreat a couple weekends ago with my church, and they like all call me Abigail all weekend, and it was so disorienting. Like being around,
Who am I?
I was like, wait, I'm Gooby, but no one at my church knows me as Goopy. They all know
Yeah.
me as Abigail.
Yeah.
But it's like very unique, like workplace, like just at Upside Down.
Yeah.
Goopy.
Upside Down is just it's Narnia. It's like you
Narnia.
step in and you're in a
So
different world, and
true.
then you leave and you're back to the normal
You're
world.
crunching in mothballs and then the snow and then there's trees and
Yeah, it's wild. Well, I want to start back at the very beginning.
okay.
And all beginnings start with your favorite drink at Upside Down. What is it? Tell us.
Okay. My first drink I ever ordered at Upside Down in October of 2023 when I
Okay.
moved to Los Angeles.
I'm loving all the details.
I remember it very clearly. I came with my mom. My mom moved me out here and
Did I meet your mom?
I don't think so.
Sad.
But my mom definitely she loves Upside Down. But she got a L'chaim
Okay.
and then I was like, I guess I'll just get a L'chaim. And it's my favorite. It's my favorite
Wow.
drink.
So first time.
First drink, L'chaim. Favorite drink still, L'chaim.
Do you like it hot or iced?
Hot.
Okay.
With oat milk.
Hot with oat milk.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is in a baby cup. in a little cappuccino size. In a little cappuccino size cup.
Which we don't allow normal
Which-
customers to do
Which
because we just like to keep it standard.
because I'm the worst.
But, no, well, we like to love our staff, and we love our customers too. But we get a lot of drinks, so we standardize it so that we can get them out quickly.
I think it might be a better drink with more milk. Like
Yeah.
as it comes.
I think our staff, because we're here all day, drink so much milk that we all prefer cappuccinos.
Yeah.
Which some of our regulars drink so many of our drinks that they probably like that too.
Probably.
Yeah, it's a lot of milk.
It's a lot of milk.
Okay, that is incredible. First of all, that your favorite drink is not only a signature drink because it'll never leave, but also that it was your first drink. I'm just very
But I will say I usually don't get a L'chaim because I feel like it's sometimes too heavy.
yeah.
But I'm like a cappuccino with like a little brown
Yeah.
sugar.
Yeah.
It's so good.
You know, that whole story is just very fitting for you because, you know, your first drink is your favorite. And in the same way, you're just Upside Down's favorite. Everyone
thank
loves
you.
goobs on bar. All the
Ugh.
baristas love. You can see Abigail on bar Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, 10:15.
She's working the reg.
I
She's
love
always
the
there.
reg.
Yeah. I want to go back even farther to the
Okay.
beginning because your first drink here wasn't actually the beginning. Beginning was when you were born.
That is so true.
So what's your hometown?
Okay,
what-
my hometown is okay. This is a confusing question. Well, it's not confusing. My hometown is Aurora, Illinois.
Okay.
It's a suburb of Chicago, 40 miles west.
Here we
But
go.
what's confusing is when I was 15, my family moved from Illinois to Florida. And so I'm like, I spent a lot of time in Illinois. But like
Yeah.
most of like my like growing up like into adulthood life in Florida. And so people ask me where I'm from and I don't know where am I from?
Do you feel equal kinship?
I don't
both?
know.
Yeah.
Like Florida is like the most recent. Like I haven't
Yeah.
been back to Illinois in probably 7 years.
That's wild.
And my best friend moved away, and so I'm like, Illinois doesn't have much for
Yeah.
me anymore. But it's like it was where I spent the first 15 years of my life.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Do you have family in Illinois?
No.
Okay.
They're all on the East Coast.
Okay.
We're like the family that moved away,
Wow.
and so now I guess I like followed that pattern of like moving from Florida to LA. Was,
Yeah.
I guess I just took it one step
Yeah.
further.
Do you feel like Florida was a good in between from Illinois to LA?
Yeah. It like I think really like shaped me and like made me more of who I am now
Yeah.
than like Illinois did.
Yeah.
Um,
What's like your favorite, I don't know, like breakfast spot
Oh my goodness.
in Florida? Which also, what town are you from in Florida?
Okay, I live in a small town called Land O'Lakes.
Okay.
Not the butter. That's in Wisconsin.
I always
Um,
want to ask, and I'm like,
yeah.
she probably gets asked.
No.
a bunch."
Yeah, it's because if you look on the map of Land O'Lakes, there's a lot of lakes.
Wait, so Land of Lakes is from Illinois,
No, Land O'Lakes is in Florida.
but the butter is from.
No, the butter is from Wisconsin.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that
It's
would have been
close, though.
so.
It's really
crazy.
close
Okay.
though.
Yeah.
So
So the reason I'm asking this question about breakfast is because I one time stalked Gooby's Google reviews, and there were 2 reviews almost back to back.
Back to back.
It was the same trip that
It
you went
was-
out there.
It was consecutive mornings.
Yeah, and she put that both of these breakfast places were the best breakfast place in Land of Lakes, which is insane because you did it. You knew in your mind. You had just said that yesterday.
But I don't remember doing it. Like I
That's
don't
so
remember
funny.
like saying like I remember like I went to this breakfast place and I was like, that was so good. And I don't usually leave Google reviews. And I was like, I have to. And then the next morning my mom and I went out again to a different place.
Yeah.
And I was like, gosh, this is so good.
So would you say Land of Lakes just has an above average breakfast scene?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get out there for some breakfast.
For
I
breakfast.
don't know. I've always wanted to go to Land O'Lakes, so
It's so good.
yeah.
Well, I have 2 places.
I got options. Okay, so you started in Illinois, went to Florida, and now you're here. How did that happen? I don't even know if I know the full story.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a crazy story.
Okay, I'm
So,
ready.
as you know, like Upside Down is owned and operated by Jews for Jesus. And after I graduated college in 2020, May of 2023, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And
What? You didn't know? After?
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Never heard of that.
I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, I have a bachelor's and I'm so burnt out and I think I'm going to go to grad school.
What was your bachelor's in?
I got a bachelor's of science. I was
Okay.
pre-med. It was
I
technically
always forget
yeah,
this about you.
it was okay. I went to a really tiny school of like student body of I don't think we've ever hit 500.
Whoa.
But I was homeschooled, so I feel like
It was a good
it was
leap,
like
yeah.
it was a good jump. So
Yeah.
it went from like 3 students in high school to like 500 in college. Like that's a pretty big jump.
Yeah.
But I graduated, was planning on doing occupational therapy,
Whoa.
and I was so burnt out. I was like, I'll do an internship with Jews for Jesus for a year and then go on to grad school.
Okay.
So I packed up my life and I moved out here in October of the same year I graduated, 2023. And I was here for 5 months and
Yes.
then packed up my life again. And my internship moved me to New York City to our sister coffee shop called Moshava.
It's pronounced Moshava.
They like posted this reel, Instagram reel a couple weeks ago.
It's a classic.
And a lot of people pronounce Moshava, but it's Moshava, and so it was like this funny reel. But yeah, lived in New York for 9 months, and like series of events happened to me realizing that I think God was calling me to work at Jews for Jesus full time instead of going and pursuing like a master's or a doctorate of occupational therapy.
That's wild.
So I moved back here in December. I'm on full-time staff now, doing a little bit of everything now here.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like my internship, but a little more work.
Yeah. And we know you're here to stay.
And I'm here now.
That was really hard.
That was so tough.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been so sad in my life than
Yeah.
when I left
Well,
LA.
'cause when you came, we were all out of college.
Right.
So I had already gone through saying goodbye to all these friends. And then I was starting to get into
Yeah.
making friends post-college. I was like, why do I have to say goodbye again? Why
Right.
is she leaving?
It was horrible. It
Yeah.
was the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's dramatic, but it was
It was a bad day.
it was a bad day.
So your plan coming in was just to do it for a year
Yeah.
and go to grad school.
Yep.
What changed it? I know you said God kind of you
Yeah.
felt like in your relationship. Was there a singular moment or was it just your experience overall?
No, it's funny you asked that. So I've been like praying, like I just like need a clear sign of like,
Yeah.
God, should I go to grad school? Should I like apply to Jews for Jesus? I don't know. Like I just got my bachelor's and I feel like I should do something with it. I spent a lot of money on it, and like I'm like, is it a waste to now like work for Jews for Jesus and like not use my degree?
Yeah.
But I was like praying and praying for a neon sign and I like got nothing. And I like during that time, like, moved from LA to New York and was still praying. And I was like, I think God just wants me to step out in faith, and I'm going to apply. And if he closes the door is going to be closed. And if it stays open, then, like, that's my answer. And I'm here now.
Yeah.
So I think I got my answer. If you had told me, like, a couple years ago that I would be sitting here in Los Angeles and working with Upside Down and Jews for Jesus, I would have been like, that's crazy. And it is crazy, but I think this is where I'm meant to be.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
So
have you had enough time to be thankful that you didn't get a neon sign and that you like not having one forced you to step out in faith? Or you still just
I think I'm like the type of person that wants a neon sign. And I think like if I was the type of person that like went and made rash decisions, I think maybe that's when God might have been like, oh, like here's a neon sign, I'm deciding for you. But I'm like the type of person that like I like don't want to make the decision. And so I feel like God being like, oh, like you got to decide on this one. And like it's not, I feel like it's so easy to like make things moral issues when they're not moral issues.
Yeah.
And I was like, at the end of the day, it's a job.
Yeah.
And like I can do it or I cannot do it. And like I think God wants me to just like make that decision myself.
Yeah.
So
that is so cool. And I am the exact same way.
Yeah.
And that's the moments where I remember why it's called faith.
Right. You got it. Like you're standing in one spot and then the answer is like a big jump away, and you got to like, are you going to make that jump or not?
Yeah. And life just, I wish it was more black and white than it is sometimes. But
or neon.
Yeah. Or neon. I really like that image.
That's like, I like would just be like praying and just like envisioning a neon sign. I'm like, I want a neon sign so bad. Like, just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And I just like got nothing. And I was like, what do I do now? Like,
and here you are.
And here I am.
And the answer was move to Los Angeles.
Because
all your best buddies.
All your friends are here.
Yeah. Oh, that is so cool. I don't know if I've ever heard that full story.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about your interests. Also, this card, if you're watching the video, we have these Meet the Barista cards, and Gooby doesn't have one.
Because I'm not a barista.
But I'm using it because it's just such a good conversation format.
So good. I wish I had a card, though.
I mean, you can just write one.
I should write one.
Yeah. You can keip it.
No, I want to be up on the barista board.
Yeah, we just don't have space for everyone.
I can squeeze.
I'll talk to Kara. Yeah, we'll get back to you on that. Maybe if enough people respond to this podcast, they're like, Gooby's got to be on the board. It'll
please write me in.
Okay, let's get into it. I know some of your interests. So where do I start? I'm debating between talking about the sport that you do or the sport that we both do. And I'm going to be selfish and talk about the one that we both do. So can you talk to me about your love for swimming?
Okay. I think all swimmers could say this, that we have a love-hate relationship with the sport of swimming.
1000%.
There is nothing more that sounds fun and enjoyable than to get up at 6:30 before work and drive to the pool and stand in the cold pool deck in just your swimsuit and look at the water and be like, I have to get in and swim.
And that's late.
Like, in high school, I had 5:15 practice.
Same here.
And it was horrible. And then at least we get like the sun if we swim at 7.
Yeah. Except it's been cloudy every morning.
It's been cloudy every morning. No, but I swam competitively in high school and have been recently getting back into it. And it's just been really nice to get like back into the sport. I'm like, oh, it's muscle memory. I'm like, it's there in my brain. It's just like the endurance factor of like, I haven't swam in 3 years and just like slugging my way through. But
and taking one day off is enough to completely destroy your body. Yeah.
But I don't know. The feeling afterwards is like, oh, I feel good. And
there's nothing like it. I also, what inspires me about you is how much you love like keeping up
Oh
on
my
the
goodness.
news of swimming?
Okay, I do not follow any world news. I don't follow like local news. I know nothing about what's going on in the world.
This is dangerous to admit, but you're already in it.
But I'm already here, so but I follow the swimming world news pretty religiously.
Yeah.
There's this website called Swam, and their content is great, and they are publishing articles all the time,
Yeah.
and I keep up on all the news. The Canadian National Championships are going on right now.
Oh, really?
There's another something, I can't remember what meet it is, but some big meet. Maybe no, I think it's the Canadian like Olympic champion or Olympic like qualifying
team? Yeah, I guess that makes
I
sense.
think it's going on now.
I guess we're 3 years out, but
We're 3 years
start 'em
out.
early.
But
It's
yeah.
pretty exciting that we're in LA.
It is really exciting, and they're coming. They're coming.
Yeah,
I will
2028.
pay good money to sit in a tiny nosebleed seat in the
Oh,
back
yeah.
of an Olympic swimming final. I would
think
pay
we gotta go.
a lot of money.
Which I'm really excited because I've heard that the Olympic Village, where all the athletes stay, is gonna be partly in UCLA.
That would be
So
so
we
cool.
might be serving coffee.
Oh my goodness.
Well, who knows if they drink coffee while they're competing? I'm assuming they
would.
will. Yeah,
I would need it.
In my head, they're gonna be just like every other athlete who likes cold brew.
Oh, so true.
So I hope we get to meet a bunch of fun athletes.
Or maybe matcha.
Yeah, I could see some matcha.
Could see it.
It's a little less aggressive,
Right.
in terms of caffeine.
Also, like, I don't know, espresso in your tummy when you're swimming is kind of tough.
No, you gotta do it
It's-
after.
You got to do it after.
Yeah. Well, where was I going with that? I don't even remember. I had a question and it's gone forever. We don't edit stuff out on this podcast. We keep
No,
it,
we
where's the
don't.
camera? We keep it real. Let's talk about running as well.
Okay.
Because boo, I don't like
Boo.
running. But I know you
No,
love running.
I love running.
So where did that start and when did that start?
So it's a long story, but basically in middle school I ran cross country and I loved it. I just like fell in love with the sport. I was like, "Oh, this is so cool." And then I had like horrible bunions. Like I had the feet.
What's a bunion?
They're like they're like a malformity of your feet. So
Ugh.
like my big toe bone was like shaped weird, and then at 12 years old I had the feet of like if you looked at a 9-year-old's feet and my
Whoa.
feet, they're like the same. And so I like had tendonitis in my ankles and my knees, and I had these like 3 surgeries over 3 years. And that's like when I was like, I just cannot run. I could not get back into the sport.
Yeah.
And that's when I fell in love with swimming. And then
I thought swimming came first. It
No,
was running, then swimming.
it was running has always like had like
Okay.
this like place in my heart, and swimming was like, well, I guess like it's low impact, which is it really? I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's close enough to low impact. And then I started running again when I was 15 or 16, and like just recreationally. And then
Yeah.
I ended up running in college for
Cross country?
cross country
Okay.
and track. I ran the 5K and the 10K.
There you go.
Distance because I do not have a single fast twitch muscle fiber in my body. It's not there. It's
The
tough.
feeling of distance events are way better.
It's so much
anyway.
better.
Yeah.
But yeah, ran in college for a small NAIA school. And just now like run for fun and my mental health, and yeah, so I love it. I could talk about it all day,
Yeah.
but
Which we're
Yeah.
also trying to start an upside
Yeah.
down run club.
yeah.
Who knows if
that-
it'll ever happen, but
I feel like there are some runners that come into upside down.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people.
yeah. Well, John, who's on our
John.
barista
Yeah.
team, is an incredible runner.
Yeah, he's
I think it'd
wicked
be
fast.
fun because people run in Westwood all the
Right,
time.
yeah. If you
And-
have a Garmin on, I see you. I
'Cause
see you.
I can see it in my head where we start somewhere and then run, and then we get to upside down,
Yes.
and then just get cracked out on coffee.
That
and
sounds so
everyone's-
good.
Yeah,
that sounds so good.
yeah. We gotta make
I
it
would
happen.
love that. We can make that happen.
I'm saying it right now because I'm hoping someone who's
Let's get some
listening-
momentum
Yeah,
going.
we
Yeah.
need some momentum.
Ugh.
Okay. Any other hobbies, interests, loves you want to share?
Okay. feel like people always ask me what my hobbies are, and I'm like, I don't have any hobbies. But I love to read.
Okay.
And also I love paint by numbers. I'm not like a super
Wait,
artistic.
what is this?
I'm like not a super artistic person, but you know, like color by number, like the coloring books you would have as a
yes.
kid.
Yeah.
They're kind of like that, but it's like a canvas, and you use paint instead of like a crayon or a colored pencil.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it like looks like pretty good when you're done.
Yeah.
And so I've been working on this one about ducks. I love ducks. Ducks
Yeah.
are my favorite animal.
I love the way they walk.
They're
where
so
where
cute.
they're
Also,
flippers or...
mallard ducks mate for life, and I just
What?
think that's so cute.
Wow.
And so they're like the male duck is the one with the green head.
Oh yeah.
They're
I've
like
seen
very
those.
like iconic duck.
Yeah.
But they're just really sweet, and they are always together as a couple, and it's so cute.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I'm doing a paint by number about ducks.
That's incredible. We got to
yeah.
put it up in the next art show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. No,
Oh, you
actually,
said, no, you said
no.
Okay, with books.
Yeah.
What do you have a favorite book? It's like an impossible question.
Okay,
but...
I do, and I think it's a little bit controversial.
Whoa.
Oh
no.
It's To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee.
Why is that controversial?
I feel like when I tell people, they're like, "Oh, like I read that book in middle school, and I haven't read it since." And isn't there some like bad stuff in it? And
there's something about Atticus, right?
Yeah,
who's the dad?
The
in
dad.
The book? Yeah.
But I just feel like it's like just such a wholesome like family book, and I love like the stories of like Scout, which is like the main girl character, and her brother Jem, and then their friend Dill. Like it's just like I don't know, it's so wholesome.
It's cute. Yeah.
It is cute.
I can't speak to the controversy because I also haven't read it since middle
you gotta
school,
read it.
But I loved that book when I read it.
It was so good.
I heard there was a sequel.
The sequel it's called Go Set a Watchman.
Yeah.
And it's about like Scout, which then she goes by Jean Louise. Like that's her real name.
Oh, okay.
Like when she like is post college.
Wow.
And it's not as good. It kind of destroys some of the lore and
what
innocence
I heard.
of like the like kids when they were young about their dad specifically.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of sad. But I think it's worth the reread of To Kill a Mockingbird and To Go Set a Watchman.
Okay.
That's what I did when it came out. I reread the first book and then went right into the second book.
I gotta reread that. It's been
so good.
long.
It's really
It's one
good.
of those classics that you just kind of forget exists because it just feels like it's always been there, you know?
Yeah.
That's so
Actually,
cool.
that's funny that you asked that question. I have this like little copy of To Kill a Mockingbird in my house in Tampa, and I thought my mom got rid of it, and I've been really sad. I've read the copy like 10 times. And
is it annotated?
It's not annotated, but the pages are like yellow and like falling out. It's just like a
how you
precious
know it's
book.
a good book.
And I've never seen the cover anywhere else. Like it's a very small copy.
Wow.
And my sister just texted me 2 days ago saying she found it.
Let's go.
And so I was like, yes. So I'm super excited.
Wow. That's
so.
incredible.
It's
That's a really good segue because I also want to hear you talk about your siblings.
Oh my goodness. They're
Can
crazy.
you just say how many you have, their names, anything fun about them?
I have 2 siblings. I'm the oldest. My sister is turning 21.
Wow.
A fun fact about her is she will be in Ireland on her 21st birthday, and her plan is to go to an Irish pub and get a drink on her 21st.
She's gotta get a Guinness.
So it's I'm sure she will.
That is so awesome.
My brother is just turned 16. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
And he was just in Newsies. He's a theater kid.
Wow.
And he looked like a man. He was like wearing suspenders. I was like, "Oh, you're not a baby anymore. You're like a man."
So you guys are like
7 years.
7 years apart? Wow.
Yeah. It's a pretty big age gap.
Yeah.
So.
Are you close with both of them?
Yeah. My sister and I are best buds. And my brother and I have gotten closer over the years.
That's cool.
Like as I think especially like, and I feel like I hear this a lot, like as I moved out, we've gotten closer.
Yeah.
So.
That definitely happened to me and my brother.
Yeah.
Do you see any of them coming to LA?
My sister's coming in August.
Is she gonna live here?
No.
Or? Okay, but
she's
visiting.
coming. She's coming for a week to visit. She's never been out here.
Okay, this is where we get her.
Yeah.
We got to show her everything.
We have to show her. She's an artist.
Oh, perfect.
So
easy.
we just need to rope her into something artsy.
We go see the Getty.
Yep.
We go see.
Maybe she can be an intern here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I'm
easy.
planning to take her to the Getty or to the Getty Villa.
Both are great.
I've actually never been to the Getty yet. I've only been to the Getty Villa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Getty's right by you.
It's right
too.
here.
That's so
yeah.
funny.
It's so
yeah,
funny.
I love the Getty. It's a
But,
magical
yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Operation Get Your Sister to Stay and Never
Yeah.
Leave. It's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
And here's why.
Why?
So you're gonna pick her up from LAX right on time.
Yeah, I am.
And
No
then-
traffic.
no
No traffic.
traffic. We're gonna make sure there's no traffic. She's gonna come back, and we'll all be at your apartment, just pretending like it's a
Oh my
normal day, and
goodness.
we're all just like playing in the middle of a game, and there'll be like a plate of food right in front of her. She's like, "This is the life," and then we'll start telling a story about how we saw some movie star walk down the street.
Oh my
She'll be
goodness.
like, "Oh, this is LA," and then next day she's gonna wake up, free coffee because it's her first time at Upside
Let's
Down.
go.
And then there'll be an art community thing.
Pop up.
Yeah, so she's like, "Oh, I can be artistic." Boom. And that's all
Boom.
I got so far.
Got her.
it's
got
too
her.
easy. We don't even need the rest of the trip.
We don't.
That's
Yeah.
all we need. By the time
I-
lunch hits, she's already
She's
looking for
hooked.
apartments.
Yeah, I think, or maybe she could just move in with me.
That's true.
I don't
That'd
think
be so fun.
that would be so fun.
I
don't
live
know
with
if
my brother right now, and it is the best.
I miss my sister and I like have always shared a room.
Yes, me too.
And then I moved out, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do now that I don't like sleep in the same room as her.
I had a lot of great roommates in between us being roommates, but it has been so nice to be back together because there's no awkwardness. We know exactly how each other work.
right.
We also have no problem being like aggressively like, hey, you can't do that.
Right.
In a loving
You can be
way.
very honest.
Yeah. That's
like-
a way better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like we're just like punching each other. Stop.
Well, I don't know
Yeah.
what you and your brother
No,
do, but
we don't fight. We just have long conversations.
yeah.
Yeah.
I miss those, like laying
Yeah.
in bed with my sister on the other side of the room or just
Yes.
chatting for hours. Oh,
So sweet.
miss that.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
It's coming back.
If you're a college student listening to this, you gotta do that with your roommate.
You
Just start
gotta.
having long conversations while you lay in bed. It's beautiful.
And then the awkward, like, good night.
Oh, I always just used to be like, please stop talking. I just want to go.
Just
Instead
want
of
to
just
go to
being
bed.
like, hey, I'm gonna go to sleep. I don't know why I did that, but
That's so interesting.
Goobs, it is such a joy to talk to you.
Thanks,
I wish
Ben.
it has been the quickest like half hour of my
Super
life.
quick.
Maybe we'll get a part 2.
Maybe.
Because the fans I know are gonna be demanding you to come back.
Maybe, or they're like, please never bring her on
Yeah,
again.
no, that's impossible.
No.
So guys, if you want to see Goobs, she works Tuesdays often, but also she's always hanging out in the cafe.
I like have pretty strong FOMO. I often
Yes.
work. I'm one of the upstairs people, but I love to work downstairs.
So you'll see her, and now you can call her Gooby. It'd be really
Please call me
funny.
Gooby.
I cannot wait for customers to start calling you Gooby. It's gonna be so funny.
good.
Yeah. So now you know Abigail Gooby Hammond. Any final words? You got a profound thought to leave us with?
Nope.
Thanks for tuning in to the Upside Down podcast. If you have questions for us, you can email us at hello@upsidedown.com.
Thanks for listening.